Hi y'all, welcome to Spirit Mail. I'm Cheryl and this is Daily Mail episode 59. Today we're going to talk about manifesting money or financial abundance and why is that so hard? I think there's probably lots of reasons. We have a really, I think it's different for different people really. I think when we grow up expecting things to always work out, then they always work out. And when we don't have a fear of lack doesn't enter our space. But whenever we come up from a different place where money's always been a struggle, we adopt different ideas about it and we don't even think about it. And so we're sitting here trying to manifest money into our lives, and we hear that somebody down the street won the lottery and we're like, they'll be running through that in a year. They'll be broke again in a year. Or oh, they're filthy rich. The words that we use with money. What are we saying, right? What is our signature, our energy signature to the universe where that's concerned? Some people say, oh yeah, he's got all kinds of money. He's filthy rich because he sells drugs or she sells drugs, or they have they cheat people, different things like that. Whenever money is brought up, or we think about money, what exactly are our thoughts? So I personally, and again, we're going to, I try to draw from my own personal experiences. I have never been homeless. Whenever I was probably 20 or 21 years old, 20 years old, I was pregnant, single, and had to quit working because I threatened a miscarriage. And so I've had a car repoed, different things like that. Things have happened. But my point is, it seems like Source, Spirit, Creator, always comes in just in the nick of time for me. For me, it's always like just in the nick of time. Like things will go on and they'll move forward and things will be, okay. And then all of a sudden something happens and things fall behind. But then just in the nick of time, here's this, little windfall of money and I get caught up again, but never seem to get ahead. So I'm asking Spirit about this, and a couple things happened. One is, I got a donation the other day. I get donations frequently, and thank you very much. And I got one the other day, and I am hit and miss with the thank yous on those donations. And so this one lady, her name is Yeshe'S, and I hope I said it right. She sent me an email when she didn't hear back from me, and she said, I sent you a donation, and I do that whenever I feel like I've received value. And it's with much gratitude that I send the donation, and it's usually very welcome and appropriate to get some kind of acknowledgement or response. I'm just going to read it to you because she was real nice. I recently sent you a monetary gift. When I come across readers whose messages particularly affect me, I like to send an offering of gratitude when I can for their generosity of spirit in offering their readings. When I've done so, I've always received acknowledgement of them having received my offering, which is, of course, a welcome and appropriate gesture. So I'm wanting to make sure that you did, in fact, receive it. Well, just that morning, I had actually sat down to write her a thank you, and I got so twisted up in my mind about what I was going to say because... I'll just read you back the email I sent her. But I just want you to know that before I emailed her back, I sat there at the computer for quite a while thinking, okay, what can I tell her that I just hadn't got to? I only respond to emails or donations once a month, or, making up some kind of an excuse. And Spirit said, you have to be honest. So I said, yes, I absolutely did receive it. Thank you very much. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I'm horrible at thank you notes, and especially where donations are concerned. I've always worked very hard and have not truly mastered the art of receiving. I think it's a pride issue, and while I'm absolutely grateful, I'm never sure how to say thank you. part of me thinks, just send a note and said, receive your donation, thank you very much. And then a part of me thinks that's pretty flippant for such a generous offering. And so then I struggle and I get stuck with what words are appropriate. The crazy thing is, recently, Spirit has been dealing with me about that very thing, because the more donations you get, the more it's like, okay, I've got to figure out how to handle this, because I just don't know what to do. And your request for acknowledgement of the donation is not only appropriate, but yet another nudge from Spirit that I have some real work to do. So I'm truly grateful not only for your generosity, but for this email. Your words are kind and gentle, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So she emailed me back and said, thank you for my openness and, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so we messaged back and forth a little bit about that. But my point is that, so when it comes to manifesting money, right, with this journey, I've talked to you several times about how Spirit has provided, right, has really provided. And so when these donations come in, instead of accepting it and being able to say thank you, I feel suddenly unworthy, because for me, it's always been transactional. Money has always been a transactional thing. I go to work, I produce a result, and I get paid. So for somebody just to send a donation, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just not worthy of that. And it reminds me of whenever I had my jewelry store. People would come in and they would say, you're so blessed. And for whatever reason in my mind, I would think, well, but that I'm not any better than you. And then I would think, I'm not blessed. I'm not, how are we talking to ourselves? So after I had the email with her, the email communication with Yeshe, I think it's Yeshe. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Spirit and I'm meditating and all that, and I hear, as plain as day, you have to let your money go to the ball. And so it's like we have to take the fear off of money. And this is not just money. This is anything we're trying to manifest. I think the things that we have the hardest time manifesting are romantic love and financial resources. And so you have to let your money go to the ball. In other words, what that meant to me was I have to take I have to let it out of the cellar. I have to take the fear of receiving money and how that how I identify with that. I have to take that fear out of there, whether it's donations or whether it's AdSense or whether it's personal readings. I have to be comfortable with however source brings money into my life if I am, in fact, wanting to manifest abundance, right? So, and we have to be able to take things like gratitude and be a big girl, put on your big girl panties and write a note of gratitude, Cheryl, whenever somebody sends a donation. Just do it because you are grateful, and you got to work out your own crap by yourself. We should not let somebody else feel like it wasn't important, because it in fact was important. Every single donation I receive is important, whether it's $5 or $100, and I've received everything in between. So it's like it's all important. So we have to learn, I'm talking to me especially, how to say thank you and not let our personal issues keep us from moving forward. It's like we have to release that. I have to release that thought of I'm not worthy enough for this. And I have to release that thought of, oh my gosh, I feel so whatever. My judgment used to be of people who got donations for whatever. It's like whether it's money or a relationship or a new job, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, what are your thoughts about it? What are we thinking about it? And can we, in addition to writing in our gratitude journal, I'm thankful for the money that I know is coming, or I'm thankful for the relationship that I know is coming, and then it shows up and we're like, oh, I don't deserve that. I mean, what is it with us, right? Or why is that coming in that way? Why is it not looking like I thought it was going to look like? We have to understand that the universe is truly, God, creator, however you want to call it, is truly looking out for our highest good and growing us in ways that we don't necessarily understand. So I am so grateful to Yeshe for that email, because like I said, it is something that Spirit had been dealing with me about. And if you've ever sent me a donation and haven't received a thank you note, please know that I am so grateful. And since that day, and I was hit and miss before, but since that day I've been very diligent. I received a letter in the mail the other day with $100 in it, and it's like, oh man, now I got to sit down and write thank you note. Not that it was it's like, what do I say? Because to me it was such a big deal, and how do you express that? Anyway, it's like, why do we get fearful of it? Like when the fairy godmother came and the little mice and everybody came to start getting her dress ready for the ball, at first she was kind of like, no, I can't go. No, I can't do that. So it's like, that's why I think Spirit said, gotta let your money go to the ball, because that's something that I am truly trying to manifest right now in my life, an abundance of wealth. So, and whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, whatever it is, we have to let it out. We have to let it go to the ball. We have to release those fears so that the universe can do its thing around the situation that we want to bring into our lives. So, she also has an Etsy shop, and I said, I'm going to put your Etsy shop on there. So it's dearwomandreaming.etsy.com, and I'm going to put it in the description here, just for my gratitude for her, for the donation, but not only just the donation, for the conversation about my issues with donations in particularly. So I hope that this kind of, I guess the message is we have to take the lid off of the fear. We have to take the lid off of our preconceived thoughts about it. I've never been homeless or anything like that. Spirit has always come through for me, but it's always sometimes been like a last minute thing where, okay, now my needs are met. Whew, thank God that was close. But we're intended to walk in that on a daily basis, and it's our own preconceived notions and our own hiccups that keep us from doing that, and I'm convinced of that. So what are your money manifesting steps? Put them in the comments, or say, hey, I have some great tips about manifesting money. Let's talk about it on Roundtable, whatever. But definitely we have to release ourselves from the fear of whatever it is we're trying to manifest. And when it comes in, we have to receive it in a way that we understand what it is, because it's just energy. Why does some energy scare us more than other energy? It's just energy, right? Money is only energy. It's a tool for us to use. It's not some big scary thing that whatever the issues are that we have with it, that keeps it away from us instead of bringing it to us. Anyway, that's Daily Mail for today. We're going to do a PS and see what else God, Spirit, Creator, Source has to say about money and what is our deal with it. Some of us, the ones of us who do have issues with, because there's some people, y'all, I admire them so much. It's like it's like things always flow for them financially. But again, they might flow financially for them, but not spiritually for them, or their relationships might be in turmoil or whatever. We all have something that we're really good at and something that we kind of suck at. For me, it's sucking at the regular flow of money in a way that it enhances my life. And I know I'm not the only one, which is why I'm talking about I'm letting my money go to the ball. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to figure out what are our hangups and our hiccups about it so that we can move forward in a way that we're meant to. Okay. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for this Daily Mail community. And I thank you that you let us talk about things and figure things out, and you give us a group of people that we can feel safe doing that with. Show us clearly what is the PS. What did I forget to say? What could I have said better? What's the extra something something? Talk to us about money in particularly. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. And I feel like it's saying, money is abundant. But it's not something that we manifest by just not doing something. This person is producing value for the money that they're getting, right? And that's one of the things that I try to do in these videos is produce value for you guys. But in whatever we do, if we're giving value out, it's the law of reciprocity, right? If we're giving value out, we get value back. So I think that's what this is about, and it's about being diligent about always making sure that we are producing value to receive value, and to learn from the things that we've done in the past, and to let our life be the teacher of how we move forward. Just like that issue, I've got to let that fear go. I've got to let that feeling of unworthiness go. Because as long as I hold on to that, I'm just going to tell you, my dad worked offshore, and he worked 7 and 7, and on the 7 days in, he had a second job. We were 5 kids, and my mom didn't work, and then she did work, and then she didn't work. But there was always money issues in our house, always. And I went to work when I was 13 years old because I wanted a pair of Calvin Klein jeans. And my mom's like, I'm one of 6 kids actually. And my mom's like, we don't have the money for that. If you want that, you're going to have to go to work for it. So I marched my butt across the street and went to work at the ice cream stand so I could buy a pair of Calvin Klein jeans. So I learned real early that about the transaction, the transactional thing with money, about go to work and then get money. Go to work, do something of value, and then get money back. So the receiving the donations is hard for me. But anyway, but my point is lack. I grew up in lack. And I've made a lot of money, but I've never been able to hang on to it. And I'm not the only person that's ever had that issue either. So it's like, and it's not that I haven't been able to hang on to it because I go out and waste money. It's that I make a lot of money, but by the time I make that big load of money, it's because it's like Spirit's trying to help me get caught up again because of things that have gotten behind. I hope you're understanding that. But I feel like this right here is about us understanding that there is action for us to take, and that when we produce value, we receive value. It's the law of reciprocity. And the sun's shining. So I feel like Spirit's saying we do want you to have money, right? And whenever we release the fears and change the way we think about it, and change the way we talk about it, change the way we receive it, I feel like we can move forward in the victory over that fear, because again, it's only energy, just like everything else. It's only energy. There's nothing magical or mystical about it. But we have these preconceived notions, these ideas about how we have to obtain it, and what other people's agenda, all kinds of stuff, right? But Spirit's saying no, we can have victory over our money just like we can have victory over everything else. And then there's the King of Pentacles. So the resources are there, right? The money's there. And that's the other thing too, is that because it is energy, it's always there. There's not a lack of money flowing around out there in the universe. And if I manifest money into my life, that doesn't mean the person down the road is going to be broke because I'm manifesting money. I can't get poor enough for somebody else to have enough, right? So I don't know. I hope this has been helpful for y'all. I feel like it's been helpful for me because just like my coming out of my spiritual closet thing was a big fear for me, making this video was a big fear for me because it's embarrassing. I'm 54 years old. You know, I should have enough money in savings to be able to retire, and I should be able to travel to the best beaches in the world and all that other stuff. But I've never I've never been able to help myself get over the hump of the money manifesting thing. So because I've let the money go to the ball now, I'm hoping that this is going to be a turning point for me, and that I'll be able to come back and teach you exactly how it benefited me to do it the way Spirit says to do it, just to quit being afraid of it. Quit being afraid of it, I think, is the biggest message. So, and we don't think we're afraid of money. But when we receive something like a donation and we cower from it, we cower from writing a thank you note, this girl's got some issues, right? There's something wrong with that. But I feel like whatever it is, I feel like Spirit's changing that for me or helping me to change that. And the first step is me coming out and saying, I'm letting my money go to the ball. Okay, guys. Y'all have a super duper day. I love you so much, and see you next time. Bye. Okay, bye.